these new basins and reservoirs obviously takes different types of technology that hasn't existed. So innovation is one challenge. Then right behind is obviously speed.
Right.
You know, how fast do you develop this technology? Then the other problem you have or challenge you have is capacity. You don't have unlimited resources. You don't have unlimited budget. Then capability. These new challenges may require new skills, which you may or may not have. So how do you bring new capabilities fast? As things change and more regulations are being put on the table, technology has to respond. The technology that you've had in your portfolio may have to be revamped. In these wells, the environment is getting harsher and harsher. So the environment in which you're dealing with, you have to tailor your technology now to this harsher environment than you did before. And again, everybody is focused on cost. So when we're talking about that, reliability becomes a critical issue. You cannot have failures when you're in a well. The non-productive time has to be minimum or zero. For any technology that we are bringing forth, whether it be new technology or revamping existing technology, it better be proven and it better be rugged and it better not fail. When you're talking about technology, there are 4 areas, right? Research, development, and sustaining existing products and services,
Right.
and tech support.
Yep.
Traditionally, we have done all these things internally, especially in the oil industry. In the oil industry, we have felt like everything is core to us,
Okay.
and that we had to do it all ourselves. It had to do with intellectual property issues, it had to do with competitive issues, both. But the pressure of doing more with less is certainly there in the oil industry now, because we are coming under pressure regarding margins and revenues.
Right.
So oil industry has started looking at outsourcing.
Right.
And traditionally, even the people who have done this have looked at it primarily from the sustaining engineering. Not all this stuff is core. Not all this stuff has to be done internally.
Right.
Mind you, sustaining engineering means the technology is already being protected, the intellectual property is being taken care of, the products are in the field,
Right.
there's plenty of knowledge out there. So there's not a whole lot in terms of this so-called protection.
Got it.
So it's easy to say, okay, you as Mr. Engineering Outsource partner, you please take care of this. And if you need to if I need to provide you some training, we will, but that's something you can do. By doing this, you accomplish 2 things. One is that you lower your cost. Secondly, what it has allowed is that the scarce resource that we were talking about, you can use them where you're going to add value as a CTO. And the other thing is, we've always thought that research and new product development and tech services were kind of outsourced scope for outsourcing. But if you really look at the workflow within those areas, you find that there's a lot of things that you do traditionally in the functional side of your business. Those are areas certainly that you can outsource so that you can leverage your people and your critical mass a lot more and accomplish a lot more in those areas. So I believe those are some of the things that you can do to help yourself. You should have processes, you should have standards, you should have training, all of those activities which are required for you to be very good in drafting, for instance, or modeling, or FEA, or in doing reliability analysis. whatever those functions are.
Okay.
So you should be extremely good in each of those activities. And you have to have, like I said, systems which you validate and continuously improve, year after year as things change. And the next level is I would look for whether this company has capability to integrate some of these work streams.
Okay.
As you go up the ladder
Yeah.
of the integration, you're bringing more of domain knowledge into this integration process. The SMEs play two roles. One is actually in the implementation of a particular activity, and the other one is training the pool of resources you have. But it's really more important to measure success and create metrics as we go along to see how this engagement is creating value.
Right.
It's unique to every engagement. It may be different within a company. It's really essential that we measure what's important to them and make sure that we're improving in that area. And the whole idea of measuring is for us to improve.